Well, the Rio Olympics get started in only 2 days, opening ceremonies this Friday. And I want to kind of show you the differences between our climate and their climate there in the southern hemisphere. Here in the United States, of course, we are in the northern hemisphere where the low pressure systems rotate counterclockwise and the high pressure systems rotate clockwise. So whenever we get northwesterly flow in between the two systems, it's usually cool and dry. That's the opposite case down in the southern hemisphere toward Rio. High pressure spin counterclockwise, low pressure spin clockwise. And it is a myth that the toilet flushes the opposite way down in the southern hemisphere. That's just a myth, but it is true that these weather systems spin the opposite way down there. So their northwesterly flow is fairly warm and humid because it's still coming from the equator. The source region is warm, unlike our source region for the northwesterly flow, cool and dry. So year-round, it is fairly warm and humid down toward Rio. And right now, even though it is technically the Summer Olympics, it is winter right now in Rio. But the locals call it kind of a mini summer because year-round it's still pretty warm and humid. They barely ever see any kind of a frost or a freeze down there. It's a very warm and tropical climate. The average high in August down toward Rio is 78 degrees. So again, it's kind of comparable to our mid-springs where they kind of see warm and humid conditions and lows generally in the 60s. So it can get kind of cool, especially after a rain. And the temperature kind of varies in elevation. If you're down toward the coast, it'll certainly be warm and humid. If you're up in the higher elevations, it'll start getting cool, especially this time of year. But again, nonetheless, very humid down in Rio. It should be exciting the next couple of weeks, so get ready for the Olympics. Things should start off again this Friday. For 2 Works for You Weather, I'm meteorologist John Haverfield.